Thanks, the gaff. Hello, Wampa, Topolus. How are you, friends? Frog Jim, g'day. Oh, that's right, I was gonna... No. Stop doing it. Stop it, I say. Alright. Welcome. Welcome to another painting session with Big Deno. Isn't it great? I've got a cool couple of photos to show you today for progress on the project. The great project that is what we're doing right now. We need to decide what is happening with this chap before we get too crazy. What's been happening, friends? G'day from Belgium. Hello back from Brisbane. Thank you, Silago. Unfortunately, I can claim no credit on that front, but it is a glorious miniature indeed, I agree with you. If you're not using a hairdryer, friends, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's magnificent. G'day, Asmodai. Moe, I would love to show you, mate. How about I show you now? So, first of all, I'll show you the video. This is the latest video. This is the latest. Yeah, I'm interested to figure it out as well, mate. So this, first of all, this is the latest video for the hey Draxy, boo 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 boo, winner of my giveaway. On your Draxy, thanks, mate. All right, so yeah, for those who haven't seen, this is the latest video update on the diorama. Hello. G'day, Minimef. So this was actually about a week ago. maybe even more, and I've done a fair bit since then. So here is this, first of all. So that's the crypt scene and the mountain scene. Just testing the fit and thinking about the connection between the two, and if I want to do a black thing, a black strip between the two, or if I want to try and do rocks. I'm leaning towards the black strip at the moment. And then the models that were not painted, so this is Mordred. We made a slight change up on what we were doing with him. Yeah, maybe I need to drop that exposure just a smidge. It's his sword that's glowing, I decided, so that makes a bit more sense. But I need to tweak the base to reflect that, and here's Guinevere as well. Yeah, so we're progressing well at the moment. Initial pitch was 3 months. I think we're going to come in short of that. Maybe by about 6 weeks. No, we'll see. If you account for the time I've spent building, it's probably pretty significant, but anyway. We'll just keep chipping away for the moment. What was I going to show off? Oh, I was going to fix the exposure, that's right. Chuhan, these miniatures were made by Big Child Creatives in a Kickstarter that came out recently called Echoes of Camelot. And that is okay, mate. One of the pitfalls of streaming regularly is you get asked the same question 8 million times. So you just get used to answering that. I think that is an exaggeration, mate. Many people could do it, I think. This one is absolutely experimental. So I have no idea how to do non-metallic metal with flame. No idea. So we're going to learn how to do that as well. And that may cause some rejigging of the base based on how this comes out. Draxy, you got any photos of the 32mm version that you painted of this guy? If you're still out and about. G'day, Ugly. Cool. Tricky, eh? So actually changed the angle of my, it looks good, man, really good. I changed the angle of my my flame because I felt like it added more, g'day M Fair Service, added more dynamism, and also aligned with the fire from Arthur, so that both their flames are sort of travelling the same direction, which seems accurate for what should happen. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that myself, but in the end I decided to just leave it for the sake of my sanity and in this project. So yeah, I mean, you look at it, it's like, why are you holding it that way, my guy? Not really protecting yourself. How are you gonna how are you gonna block shit with your shield, mate? Anyway, it's fine. It's actually got a nice flow, but yeah, it's a bit shit house. Where are you, sunny skin tone? There you are. Ah, awesome. Good for you, buddy. I'll claim full credit for that, given my excellent feedback. Demon Alex 96. I'm not painting Warhammer actually, mate. This is a 75mm scale model, so it's not a Warhammer piece. I have painted some Warhammer in the past. If you have a look in the top left, you can see a little Warhammer warband that I'm using as a giveaway for this month. You can, yes. And I did actually paint those on stream a few weeks ago. But no, I am now painting this very cool model. Thank you for the follow, champion. Yeah, there's some really good ones. Actually, one of my mates did some 3D printing for me for this project that I'm painting at the moment, and yeah, he got an Elegoo Mars, and the quality is really good. Good enough for for my standards. So yeah. Airbrushing time already. I love it. I'll never leave the ground. Alright, gonna think a lot about this. Okay, let's think about some non-metallic metal. So, the base colour that we want for the fire bits is going to be red. And I'll add a little bit of black to that. So it's dark. I'll even add a tiny little bit of blue. So there needs to be shadow, light. So so that's a rough for that bit. So then we will have this bit like so. This bit, obviously. And this side, however, we want a blue-green limited red. Same with that side, that bit there. Okay. Yeah, I'll just repeat that. Elegoo Mars was mind blowing. It was like $400, and the quality was really good. So. Okay, so this bit, doing in grey. So I'll try and talk through my thought process as much as possible here. So, because I might be wrong, and you can hopefully correct me when I fuck it up. The way that I want the lighting to work on this piece is for this to be a light source, but not the only light source. So there's also, oh fuck, that's right, we've also got another light source that I need to consider. I need to refer to my photo, stand by. When the sun shines, we'll shine together. Alright, so that actually needs to be light. Right here, this is all Yeah, so we've got two light sources on this model. One is King Arthur, who is standing right in front of Sir Kay with his torch, which is here, and one which is this light source here. So what I'm trying to do is make sure I bounce the lights around correctly for this complex lighting situation. So the first step is blocking out the shadows, which I've done, and then I'm building up the greys for the steel colour, because there still needs to be steel colours in the metal, because it is steel. So I'm using greys. And then we will, I'll worry about that stuff later, that's easy. So we're going to constantly work back and forth on all of these sections, right? So we're just plotting out what we want for the moment and where we want the lights and the shadows. Okay. So the light on this will be orange. There'll be a little reflection down here, here, this is absolutely seat of the pants, make it up as I go along approach, friends. So if you see anything that doesn't look right, keep your peace for another 30 seconds, 30 minutes, because it just looks like dog shit at the moment anyway, but we might be able to fix it. G'day, Duns are on. Yes, yes he does. That's okay. Have confidence. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence in confidence alone. I just see I have confidence in me. G'day, Tip Top. It's not cold here in beautiful Brisbane, mate. Danzeron, I'm using this orange from AK, medium orange, 3rd generation. It's okay so far, but we are probably going to slide into some fluorescence at some point. We'll see. Want a yellow first. Purulent yellow. We'll use the greatest yellow. Yeah, Sydney gets quite cold. Not as cold as Canberra or Tasmania, but cool. Yeah, they're quite good. The AK paints, they have a very matte finish. I like to refer to them of having the properties of both Chimera and Vallejo. They sit somewhere in the middle for mine, those two paint ranges. So if you like the coverage and the pigmentation of Chimera, similar to that. If you like the slightly thicker pigmentation in some cases, not all cases, then they're like that. A bit more like Vallejo in that sense. Okay. Yeah, I'm of the same perspective, mate. Just give some different products a try, and I actually ended up buying some more AK paints the other day because I've been enjoying them that much. So slightly different from my first reaction too. Haha, Nicky Jaguar. G'day, Driven897. Thanks for the follow, mate. Who is it? Okay, Rowie. This is a very, very interesting, complex thing to be considering. Good old Dippy. Looking forward to heading out that way for Queensland Water Hobby Expo, just so I can remember how good I've got it in beautiful Chermside. Yes, I think so. What do you got for me? Let's go, boys. I'm feeling alright. I'm doing sometime. Some to take it. Oh, hang out. The best thing about it being a woman It's our prerogative to have a little fun. Whoa, I'm totally crazy. Feeling a lady. Men's shirts, short skirts. Whoa, feel the attraction. Feel the way I feel. Damn, I feel like a woman. One of those songs where I feel like I know the lyrics, but actually I have no clue. Anyway, that was fun. Something like that, yes. I'm with you, mate. I don't know how this is going to go right now, but let's try it. Don't let it all hang out. So it's sort of a bit of a sticking point for many NRL fans. It doesn't. They do a bye schedule, so you have 8 teams on a bye this weekend. And then for the next Origin, which is in 3 weeks' time, they have 6 teams on a bye, or another 8 teams, or basically everyone gets 1 or 2 byes around this period. But what that results in is all of the best players not playing for their teams for this period, because they're all in Origin camp. And so you have a bit of a, there's a leg there. It's a bit of a flaw with the existing system. The quality of the games drops off, and there's even teams who've got a lot of Origin representation can drop down the ladder and stuff. So it's one of the things the NRL's never really come up with a good solution for. Unfortunately, they had a solution presented to them last year with COVID, and Origin got pushed to the end of the year, and it was fucking awesome. But they decided not to stick with it in November. It's too hot. Well, then you don't have players in form, so I see the challenges. Like, I see the challenges in trying to pick a time for it, but you cannibalise the regular season. Blues. Fuck the Blues. Wankers. So, yeah, there's sort of a pretty heavily packed schedule. They start the year off with an Indigenous All-Stars match where they have Kiwis playing off against the Indigenous Aboriginal team, or the Indigenous team, I guess, which is pretty awesome. That happens in February, and then they do 3 or 4 trial matches before the season starts in March/April. Origin's always May, June, July, around that period, and yeah. And the end of the year is the grand final, so guess they don't want, and they usually do a Australia international matches after the regular season. So it's just a tricky time to try and find a slot where they can add a pretty competitive tournament. And it's very, very successful in the middle of the year. Like, it's fucking one of the most watched television shows in Australia for the year, if not the most watched. Alright, I think my half an hour's elapsed now. So if you still want to tell me it's shit, please proceed. Ah, Pirate Pog, thanks for the raid. Pirate Poog, that's even cooler. What's happening, champion? How was your stream? New friends, let me give you a very quick rundown on what the hell this is about. I'm doing a diorama that looks like this. It's using the models from Big Child Creatives and their Echoes of Camelot Kickstarter. So it is an ambitious project, to be sure. And yes, it is very ambitious. So I've been working away on the models from this Kickstarter for the last few weeks, trying to get them ready for my diorama, but we're still a fair ways off. So this is just a continuation of my work on that diorama. This model is in a crypt scene, underground crypt scene. So it looks like this when I add it to my page. Boom. Yeah, so this chap stands right in the middle at the back there with his glorious fire stick. So we're working through the metals at the moment and what that needs to look like to be correct. And so far, I really have no idea what I'm doing. But we're having fun. Indeed, Pirate Poog. What happened in your stream, champion? Aha. Cool. Dance Dance Revolution, awesome. Well, thank you for the raid, friend. Okay, Chris P. What's going on, mate? Ah, tip top. What can I sing for you, mate? Well, there's a little boy waiting at the counter of a corner shop. He's been waiting down there, waiting half the day. His dreams walk in and now they never stop. He's been pushed around, knocked to the ground. He gets to his feet and he says, what about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough, now I want my share. Can't you see? I wanna live. But you just take more than you give. What about me? What about me? Yeah, my song knowledge is actually atrocious, but it's okay. I've always got my good looks to skate by with. Is that the one where he just yells? I'm familiar with it, but I don't think I can sing it. No. Oh, how did he get 5,000 points? Oh, dear oh dear. Is that just, you just want me to shout that? Is that, you just want me to shout it? I can say no, you know, I can say no if I don't know the song, so. I know the song, but I don't, he's just going, ah! I don't remember I'll give you another one, mate. You can have a freebie. Pick another song. I'll try and sing another song for you. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Captain Eye Joe? What an interesting challenge this actually is, by the way, friends, trying to come up with this lighting. Alright, so for shadows in this area, I think we're going to try this sort of colour. Alright, mate. 5,000 points well spent, I say. So I was thinking today about my next diorama. Absolute sucker for punishment, I know, but because I was just reflecting on what I've really enjoyed about this diorama. It's actually been some of the scenery building. I really like doing the scenery building. Now the next diorama, I think it's going to be the Hera Models Kickstarter. I'm going to do a Chaos Warrior Warband. Yeah, let me show you. So there's this guy, King Arthur, and he's got his light source, and then he's sort of standing like this. So you are my fire, my one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way, and we are two worlds apart. Can't something to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. G'day Nazumi1977, welcome to the stream. People can spend points to make me sing. Everyone's on a tear tonight, thank you for that. And g'day Space Toy, and yes it is, but it isn't yet. So they are planning on releasing the figures. Thanks Storm Peggy, Sergeant Benton, but they haven't yet. Sometime next year I believe they'll be releasing them all. Yeah, Druxy showed a picture of his earlier on the stream, mate. This guy, it's quite good. It's tricky model to paint actually because of the. Well, assuming you decide to do OSL, which the model is crying out for. It's quite a complex model. I don't think my small brain's coping with painting them all, mate. Wampa, did you find a place to watch the Origin live, mate? Fuck. That's expensive and unfortunate. I agree with Pirate Pig. Do it. Yeah, my mate Benny Leaper, who lives in Western Australia, he was like thinking about moving to Brisbane, and in the end he decided that he couldn't hack the amount of humidity. I was like, fuck mate, never moved to Townsville. It's like 850% humidity up there. Most of us are Australian, mate. We don't know what that means. 84 degrees, that sounds like cooking temperatures to me. What were you baking? Malaysia. That's it, mate. Queensland, it's always perfect. Just gets hot. If you can hack the heat, Queensland's the best. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why it ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Good, mate. Good. It'll be worthwhile, I promise. Now I can see it would fall apart in the way that it used to be. Yeah. Alright, so just broadly speaking, how does that look? It's very tricky, this. Yes, it would, but that other knee is hidden from view. Hang on, which knee are you referring to? I definitely recommend this one, mate, the Iwata HPB Plus. It's the smallest airbrush I have, which means you can do lots of really cool details with it. But yeah, it's just really great control. I definitely steer towards an Iwata. .2 needle, very fine detail. Depends what you're using it for though, mate. If you're using it for base coating, it's probably not your best option. Don't use it for base coating though, base coating's for chumps. this layer's a risk that I'm about to do. Oh yeah, get it for sure. On your Rowie, have a good night, mate. Sleep well. Crack that Zoom call, champ. Yeah, definitely get this one then, Chris. Or a similarly sized one anyway. This size needles. Perfect. Lets you go super fine detail. Okay, cool. I like that. And now we'll just do the fluorescent orange again. Might even mix a little bit of yellow. See how that goes. No. No. Hope those other matters improve, mate. tricky balancing act what I'm trying to do here, because metal is not shouldn't just be completely orange. Doesn't reflect light that way. So I need there to be some dark shadows as well. G'day, Hixie. Let's go, girls. Cool. Sambo Paints, thank you for subscribing. Sorry, just had a work-related text message there. I unfortunately do have another job which I have to participate in. Can't just paint soldiers all day, much as I would like to. Nicholas Cook, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Which does not entitle you to win anything in my competitions. G'day Yanamar, how are you, champion? Yanamar, here's a brief update, mate, of the piece so far. I never saw you, mate. Okay, net diver. Well, that's a good thought. It's a cool thought, actually. I never thought about tree roots. Yanama, are you already on the Roll of Honour, aren't you? I might not actually end up doing it, but I'm going to add you the Roll of Honour because that's a very good idea. Roots from tomb roof. Yanama. Very good. G'day, Cooch. Yeah, you're a very important person, mate. Very important in my books. Alright, what colour should Sir Kay's tabard be? Let's refer to the list of heraldry. This is Sir Percival. Percival, coat of arms. We're back to the round table, we dance whenever we're able. He's just purple with gold crosses. That's shit house. Try this colour. Oof. Wow. Aggressive. Where's my other red? Where are you, black red? Where did you go? Where did I put you? There you are. Coach, check this out. Oh, you follow me on Twitter, so I don't need to show you. You've probably already seen it. Cujo still hasn't finished the Witch project, so I'm still a chance of finishing my 8,000 foot diorama before Cujo finishes his Witch video. Come on, Dad. Get it done, son. Cujo absolutely is worth the wait. Maximum effort. Okay, let's do something important. See you, Pogue. Thanks for the raid, mate. Go raise and ease. That's a 3D print from a friend of mine. This one probably more so than any other one of these things. I really need to be absolutely concrete on placement. Yeah, I got it from Loot Crate. So Loot Crate. Oops, sculpt. Sorry, just mulling over number of things. This background lighting looks actually quite good. It's not too bright. I'm going to really crank the intensity of that light so it's almost yellow, and that background should look really good. The first problem that jumps out is I spent all this time in this fucking area and you barely even see that area. I mean, this is a decent angle. You get Arthur and Percival in the forefront, so you see it from that angle, I suppose, which is good. I just need to take a photo of this whilst it's all set up. Yes, okay. I just got to remember this is probably the angle most people will be viewing it from, this angle. So from that perspective, I actually need to do more work on the face in this spot because this light here is reflecting up into this area, so that needs to be brighter. I need a light source here, a bit more here, and maybe even a little bit more on that edge. That's okay, good. This is easily the most complicated scene in terms of the lighting, I think. I don't think any other scene is going to have this level of complexity around what I do. Given this is the fourth scene, that's obviously the case, dickhead. Thus far, I don't think the last scene is going to be that complex with its lighting. Shit, a brick. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, well, that gives us some good context to look at the rest of this piece. Most of the 3D prints for this were actually sculpted for a smaller scale, and I got my friend to scale them up, which is one of the most amazing things you can do with 3D printing. You can take a piece that was designed for a completely different scale and up it to the scale that you need it to be. It's fucking awesome. So yes, I think I was discussing my next Kickstarter, my next project. Let me answer that in a second, Sergeant Benton. Being the Hera Models Kickstarter with the Chaos Warrior Warband. So one of the things I've enjoyed most about this project has actually been the scenery building. So I'm looking forward to planning out a table now, or a design for that piece, and making that work without as much complexity as this one, because as Sergeant Benton just alluded to, there's been a number of challenges around the placement of figures and the placement of scenery elements and all of the various bits and pieces from a viewing angle. So I might show you this this video again for the 11 billionth time. Sorry everyone. That scene's pretty straightforward, right? The only downside on that one in terms of viewing angle is the two wall pieces. So part of the challenge with this whole thing has been ensuring you have enough negative space. So I talk a lot about negative space on my basing because I think it's a really important part, and the term just means something that's empty, some space that doesn't have stuff in it. But by nature of the way this is designed, there's a lot of flat backgrounds, flat blocky bits at the back of it. So part of the reason why I've got these tree roots and things that you can look through is it's trying to create the sense of there being more behind as opposed to a flat backdrop. So this scene's pretty open and pretty easy. When you get to here, that you've got a split, and that's a problem. There isn't really supposed to be a split, so there's going to be some trees potentially on this central bit that tries to maybe hang down, create a canopy that'll hopefully block off a fair bit of the view from there, but we'll see how we go. So this one, its optimal viewing angle is basically straight on, like that. Oh, go back, you dickhead. Fuck you, Deno. Stop being a dickhead. So yeah, so this one's a problem because my optimal viewing angle for this one is probably there, or maybe a tiny bit further along. Like that. So I'm going to have the Lady of the Lake turn more towards front on in this angle. There'll be some waterfalls and stuff, but yeah, there's going to be tree branches in the background at the top, so you can't see it. But again, the negative space components are the challenge in this one, so that's why there's going to be a waterfall and a lot of water there, so it try and looks like that. This one's pretty good. By the time you get around to the crypt, most of that other one's gone. And so you can see I put a window at the back there, same reason, negative space. This one's a real challenge because of the natural light. Not as much natural light's going to get through to it. So part of the reason why I've gone for this aggressive lighting approach is so that we have really popping visuals, so that it doesn't get lost in the darkness of this space. Yeah, so that one's pretty good, and this one's going to have a few good angles. I think that angle there is going to be its best, with the two bros hanging out and Mordred staring them down. Yeah, and then we've got this one. These two, not ideal because again you've got that bottom scene, but I mean there's only so much space on this fucking table, right? So that angle you can see all three scenes, which isn't ideal, but whatever, can't be perfect. And then that's the final scene, and again there's negative space issues there, but that's why I've created the crenellations and the banners that hang down, and there'll be a little tree and a little plant in the background there. So, and then we get to that. So yeah, I've thought about it a fair bit. Yeah, Cooge, I'm keeping track, mate. Current investment on this project is 2,300 Australian dollars. So it's about $50 American. G'day, Kev. Kev is a sicko. Kev's got a big go. Oh, look, mate, I'd love to accept your compliment there, but it's not supposed to be gold. It's supposed to be steel reflecting a lot of light. But it is only work in progress, so I'm not going to be too offended. Don't stress at all, mate. Don't stress. It's a work in progress, so It's also quite a complex thing I'm trying to do that I might not even be capable of doing, so. Thanks, mate. Naranja fuego. Orange fire. Ah, awesome. Well, look, mate, I do lessons, so just hop on a plane to Brizzy, and happy to show you how it works. It's good fun, mate. Doing some airbrushing. Ignore all the COVIDs and just get yourself over to Brizzy. Hang out, we'll go to the beach. It's the middle of winter, so it's a good time to go. Not many people there, it's still probably beach weather for you. We'll paint some models. We'll go to the local bee place, pick up some Australian honey, very good honey. Be a great time, mate. Do that yet. Yeah. Yeah, the my wider airbrushes are my preferred airbrush, and I have tried a few. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I thought that was what you meant, Iwata Neo, but I wasn't sure. The Neo's like their introductory airbrush. It's fine for cutting your teeth on and learning how to fucking destroy an airbrush. Ah, bom dia então. If any scene's going to break me in this fucking diorama, it's going to be this one, I'll tell you what. It's doing my fucking head in, all of this lighting. G'day, Rapid Transit. Yes, yes, we must soldier on. Come so far, it would be a shame to give up at this stage. The zealous eyes of Sir Percival. G'day, Sleepy Slang. Hey, mate. What's going on? Hey, Rumble. Rumble in the jungle. He sure is, mate. He sure is. Here is the crypt scene. This will be the one that I think requires the most interaction with the environment, so I'll need to really be careful about when I glue these guys down, because I think they'll need to be bouncing back and forth a lot. G'day, Arnoulin. Yes, Rumble, you know my philosophy, mate. Raising these models are from Big Child Creatives and a Kickstarter that they held last year called Echoes of Camelot. Well, Sleepy Slang, how about I do a little show and tell for you, showing off the models that I've painted so far. Sounds good to me. Alright, well let's go chronologically, just in case you have not seen any of them. Here's Sir Kay. He's from the first scene. And then we have Lady Galahad. G'day. No, it's not Party Monday, mate. We only wear ties on Party Monday. So, Galahad. Some good progress on Galahad. Not finished yet, but feeling good. I've just got to do this. Brides, little reins, and do some more. I want to do some more work on like the heraldry and stuff on that. So, but those two are pretty well progressed, which is nice. So the second scene we've got has Uther Pendragon. And the Lady of the Lake. Look, then on top of the mountain we have Sir Lancelot du Lac. And Guinevere. And then in the crypt we have Mordred. And Percival is the one we're working on now. So here is a video which I've shown several times, but you'll see that in a second, Sleepy Slang. So that's the only scene that hasn't really had much done is the forest scene. This crypt scene's obviously significantly progressed. I'll show you in a second. He's holding a vine from the wall up there. And since then, I have done that as well. So good progress, I think. Good progress, all up, all told. Pretty good. I am feeling like it might be time to finish up soon. Ah, super cool. Is that from the Addams Family? So part of the challenge right now is having all the models be at a good standard, at a quality that I think is representative of my skill level, without spending fuck tons of time on every model. But we've got this challenge of bringing everything together into one piece, and having there be a sense of harmony and uniformity to the piece, whilst at the same time have everything feel separate and distinct. It's like this, it's doing my head in, but I'm pleased with how everything's going so far at the moment. But yeah, there's once I get through this scene, that's when I'll start to feel like I'm making headway, because this scene's the one that's been the most complex visually. So once I get that more progressed, I think I'll be feeling pretty good. So yes, good. Oh, Freezy's playing Gloomhaven. Might see if I can tap in on that, maybe. Of course, I'm happy to give you feedback. Post a link, and I will do so post haste. Very cool. So the first question I always ask myself is, where is the light source? So on a model like the one that I'm working on at the moment, there's obviously some really complex light sources in play. But for most models that you paint, you'll usually stick with a fairly simple light source, like a zenithal light, or just means from the top, zenith, or from a slightly angled position. So what I'm not picking up in this so much is where the light source is. Like I can't get a sense on it, which is probably an indication that you need to be thinking about that a bit more. The second piece of advice I would be giving you is that one of the eternal challenges of painting is creating contrast. Just for everyone's interest, contrast in the dictionary is defined as the juxtaposition of strikingly different elements. But what it means in painting terms, we usually talk about value contrast. It's not just enough contrast section to section, but it's also across the whole piece. So I would think if we turn this model into a grayscale, you would find that there's pretty similar values from top to bottom. There might be a few areas where you've got some deeper shadows, like on the sword, the top knot, for example, I think, or the little banner pole is probably at the right level of darkness, but I think you could be considering a little bit more about creating contrast across the whole model. So you want to have a darker area on the model next to a lighter area, so that you have that juxtaposition of strikingly different elements. And the final piece of advice I would say is the only really like saturated color on there is the red, and I think I would much prefer the orc skin to be the most saturated. That's a preference for different people, but I like green, vibrant orc skin, because I think that at the moment his head's getting lost inside the armour, and having a more intense colour might make him a little bit more interesting for your viewing from far away. There you go. Very good. Alright friends, good stream tonight, little short stream, trying to figure out some stuff on this. Well, I'll give you the hot tip, mate. You're not going to get very far unless you improve that shit, so get cracking. Practice, practice, practice. Let's find some champion that we can raid. Raid. We'll just see who's out and about tonight. Mini Den's doing Warhammer Wednesday and fagging down a plate of pasta. How unlike him. Mufasa did not die. Here we go. Never seen this guy before. Quality of the video is good. Fucking quality of the video is outstanding. Yeah, let's raid this guy. I've never seen this guy before. He seems cool. Awesome friends, so I won't be back Saturday night, but I will be back as always on Sunday morning, hopefully with some more progress on this piece. Maybe we'll be starting King Arthur Sunday morning, so let us raid Mufasa Did Not Die. Mufasa. Mufasa. I'm gonna be a mighty king's enemies beware. See you next week. Or Sunday. Bye.
And Danny is busy with work.
Oh.
Holy moly. Big Dano. Welcome in, sir. Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing, guys?